So Tony's a great guy to work for, or I should say work with. We work together here. He's Mr. Passion. He's the passionate guy. He's the people person. I'm the behind the scenes guy, so I'll get things done so he can get his job done, which he does quite well. Around campus, he's done a lot of different projects. He's currently working on the conference table, big, huge project in the production class. He's done a break room. Another big project was in the CTX Center. They redid the conference table in there and the teaching area. Did a fantastic job there. He's really helped improve things around here.
Question was, how did I get started in woodworking? I've done this 30 years, 40 years, something like that. And actually, I started in high school woodshop. I knew I was going to like the class, but I didn't think I was going to fall in love with it. I just kind of got possessed and started making stuff, skateboards for friends. And what really got me was I was making stuff, and my grandparents and parents were blown away by what I was bringing home. In high school, it bit me, and I just kept doing it. And at one point, I wanted to teach woodworking at the high school level, but once I got in the classroom as an aide, as an intern, I realized that discipline with the kids was a little bit more than I had anticipated. So I kept cutting wood in the art department, but actually ended up with a film degree because it's something I really enjoy doing. In order to make a living, I kept cutting wood, and actually I worked for more people in the film industry making furniture and cabinetry than I ever would have, I would imagine, in the film industry. I worked in about 7 or 8 shops, and then finally I ran out of places to work and kind of created my own thing, and I was self-employed. I was very fortunate that I did about 9 different churches. I've got work on a few museums, you know, all historic kind of stuff. And the arts and crafts movement was in response to the Industrial Revolution and happened about 1880 to about 1920, but I like that era quite a bit. So if you called my furniture anything, it would be handcrafted furniture inspired by the arts and crafts movement. So with that coming to class, it's been a real great format to teach with because it's more simple, not as ornate as a lot of the furniture we're used to, and the students really respond to that in a learning environment that works out best for all of us. This is a chair that's actually designed and cut out on the CNC, which is computer numerically controlled. And so all these parts were cut out of 1 sheet of plywood, price of about 70 bucks. It's actually extremely comfortable and very strong, as you can see. So at any rate, what you see here is a table that's actually the boardroom table for Cerritos College. As a lot of you are aware, there's all kinds of things happening in the boardroom at Cerritos College. So it's a great way to kind of show off what we're doing, increase value, but more importantly, to show the campus what we're able to do and explain the value physically of what we're doing here. So the way this works, we don't have the top on it yet, but the top will be Corian, and 12 people can actually sit at this table. It was all done with mahogany, and real proud of this. It breaks apart. One of the things about furniture making is how do you deliver, how do you get this in a door? How many guys could pick this up without breaking it? So this all comes down like Legos and will come back together. And so you can see we've got this little model of a house, but what it's showcasing is architectural millwork, which would mean door, drawer, framing, and then the actual molding. And the 2x4s here are actually just 3/4 by 1.5 inches, which is the same ratio as a 2x4 would be. And so the students framed the walls and made these actual walls with, let's call it a 2x4, and then they actually put panels over it as you would drywall, but in this case we use 1/4-inch plywood. So it is to scale, and it's actually 4 foot tall when a typical wall is about 8. And this is taught in the door class where they actually build their own entry door, they'll build their own jamb, and then go out and hang the jamb or the frame around the door, and then the door itself. And we're pretty proud of this door. This is one that we've taken to a couple woodworking shows, and this is very reminiscent of the Gamble House or green and green style architecture, which is around Pasadena, turn of the last century. And so it's really great to be able to share this and teach this with students that can actually design and build at this quality. He's doing a film. And so I showed him my conference room.